What if I told you that you can get anything?
Hello everyone, Bobby here, and this is another episode of BTX Elite Podcast. My guest today has spent his entire career shaping the heart of hospitality in Bahrain. From the Ritz-Carlton to the Domain, from the Swiss Bell Hotel to hospitality giants. Not to babysit teams, but to rebuild from the inside out. He's built HR departments from scratch. He transformed toxic teams into high performers. Ali Nassif, he is not here to impress. He is here to share the truth behind leadership. Welcome, Habibi.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you for the invite.
I'm so happy to see you, by the way. We didn't saw each other, I think, maybe 6 months.
Yeah, I'm happy to see you too. We always planned, but we never met.
Always on the phone. Even our last conversation was, okay, 6 months. Now we need to discuss. Hi, how are you doing?
Exactly, yeah. That's right.
First thing first, how are you today?
Feeling better. Just recovering from a flu. But yeah, no complaints.
Having a flu in Bahrain with this temperature.
Because, you go to work or you go to back home basically, and the AC temperature is so cold, and outside it's hot. In and out with different temperature, you get sick sometimes.
We are home, AC. We're going to the car, AC. We're going to the mall, AC.
Exactly, yes. That's what causes flu sometimes.
As long as now you feel better, so you look fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You look good too.
You have been working with people your whole career. What makes you choose HR in the first place? And what still drives you after all these years?
Well, choosing in HR, it was, I would say, back on 2007, where I used to be a department trainer. I used to be working in the kitchen, but I was a department trainer. And my training manager advised me, said, have you ever thought of moving to human resources? And I was like, no, I never had this idea. He said, think about it. He said, you say you are good with people. Maybe it's the time for you to shift your career. I said, no. I said, from a kitchen industry to an admin, I said, no, I don't see myself. But I think over the time, with my friend advice and family support, I start to have this idea getting bigger and bigger in my mind. And I said, okay, why not? Is, shift in the career, but I said, it's a challenge for me as well. Why should I not take that steps? And I did. I applied for the job to transfer from kitchen to human resources, and I got accepted as an HR administrator. And that's how it started, basically. I shifted my career from the kitchen to human resources.
This is something new for me. I didn't even know.
It was a hard move for me because from the beginning, you imagine I was like buried with paperwork since I joined. But slowly over the time, I start to learn. With the direction of my leader during that time, the training that I have to go through, slowly I start to learn how to handle things better. And here I am today.
There's a big misconception about the kitchen.
Mm.
I think the biggest pressure is in the kitchen. What do you think?
I think in every department there is pressure, different pressure. In the kitchen you stand on your feet like for 12, I would say 8, 9 or 10 or 12 hours if there is an overtime or there is a high peak basically. This is by itself a pressure on your body. But if you have a passion for it, if you like what you're doing, you're totally gonna forget about this. You're gonna take all the pressure and then you're gonna enjoy it. I still think when I go back over the time now and I think about the past experience, I still enjoy it. I think it was one of the best experiences that I ever had.
Are you cooking at home?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yesterday I made some eggs.
At least tell us a recipe. Like how did you do the eggs or only like flavorless?
Just Sunday side up, the easy way.
The classic.
Yeah, the classic one. I don't want it to go to the,
And we need to keep the shape nice.
Exactly.
Fitness body.
Yeah, when I'm in the mood, I might cook more things. So
we will not be cooking today, just to
yeah.
A lot of people think HR is just policies and paperwork, but you have seen the real impact it can have. What's something you wish more people understood about the power of good of HR?
See, if they look at HR as a strategic partner, you will see a lot of successful companies. And this is a mistake where they think by hiring an HR team or hiring an HR manager just to do the paperwork, contract, policies, procedure, job description, performance evaluation, but they forget about the main or basically the heart of the HR. You need to have an HR as a strategic partner with you. You need to have or to share basically the company vision, where you want to go basically. If you work side by side with HR on this, you will succeed. But if you keep HR as a side just for the admin work, then HR not going to give you anything. There is no reason to hire a full team of HR by not involving HR in your business objective, where you want to be basically. And if you don't have a business objective, then it's useless basically. You're going to basically fail at some point.
As an HR, you are managing so many departments, and you need to have a conversation one-on-one, even including the chefs, which are from the back of house, the front of house, even from the finance department, from the marketing.
Yes.
So many characters.
Yeah.
How you can manage your positive energy in a day-to-day basis?
See, in the beginning, it was hard for me. But over time, I started to learn by reading books, watching YouTube, by going to different training. And I think you need to have this kind of skills within you. It's a challenge for somehow to take negative energy from an employee and you give them a positive energy. So you need to be more patient. You need to be a good listener when they come to you with a problem. You don't need to panic. You need to give them a solution. So I always try to be calm and think before I answer any question that's being thrown at me when I sit down with any employee, and I give them an advice. I always go to the basic things. I don't complicate things. An advice, I let them think about it, and then we can meet again and then discuss it and then see how things goes.
How complaints are hitting the staff? Like maybe they are triggered by only by comments, by the supervisors, by the managers, and what the first thing they will do? I will go to the HR. I will tell you. I will tell him now.
See, sometimes they come because I have a problem with my manager. I want to make a complaint. And sometimes when you sit down with them and you go over the conversation, you turn out there is no issues. It's just, the conversation basically heated up, and then he think that, the manager is taking things personal. But when we go over discussion, question, and to see what happened, there is no issues. It's just a normal situation where the employee reacted and then he want to make a complaint. But when you turn situation around to the employee, make him realize there is no issues, it is your manager responsibility, for example, sometime to act in this way. You realize, maybe I overreacted.
I think the confusion is starting when people are taking things personally.
Yes, that's right. When they take it personal, because I will realize when they come to me, I will know if it's personal or not. Sometimes the employee is taking things personal, sometimes it's the manager. Because working in the F&B industry, for example, it's a tough industry. So you'll have the chef shouting at you sometime. You'll have the restaurant manager or general manager restaurant shouting at you. Not to the personal level, but because they are result driven basically. They want to push you to get things done. And sometimes the employees are not used to this, and then they come and complain.
But I think if you are not only passionate about F&B, you need to handle the heat.
Exactly. If you're not passionate about it, then you'll not survive. Then every day you're going to complain about your manager, basically.
Because if you cannot handle the pressure from the manager or the supervisor, how are you going to handle the complaint from the guest?
Exactly. I mean, going back when I was in the kitchen, if there is an event, for example, you'll have the executive chef shouting in the kitchen. The entire kitchen have to react, because he wanted to push things forward. The buffet needs to be done by this time. The food needs to be prepared by this time. So you have to go according to those instructions. But if you're going to start, and then start nagging and complain about it, then nothing will happen, basically.
So with complaining, there is no progress.
Exactly. Because end of the day, then you'll have your chef coming back to you, and then you will thank everyone, basically, and nothing personal. But that's the culture of the work sometimes.
And in the end, you need to love what you do. And I think you need to not only have fun doing it, but before you even go to your job, you need to be excited.
Exactly. You need to think, is that something that you want to do or not? If you think that you are on the wrong path, then change it. That's it.
You have met thousands of candidates across all backgrounds and roles. What's something small that always catches your eye and makes someone stand out?
When I see a candidate, they come prepared for the interview and they are well groomed. They dress up without telling them what you need to wear for the interview. Smart casual, shaped, clean. That's what's always, catches my eyes.
I think regardless of the position, even for the lowest positions to the highest, I think everyone needs to have that standard.
Exactly. They need to, because if the candidate basically make the effort to dress up like this, at least, there is something inside them.
So basically, first impressions are important.
Yes. Grooming.
We have all seen it. Someone who looks great on paper, but just doesn't fit. In your opinion, what is the biggest mistake companies make when hiring?
They always go by reference. They don't look at the skills. Like, I know someone, I give the CV to my friend, and then they hire him immediately without going through the proper interview procedure. And this is a mistake, basically, because you are hiring someone just on a reference, because Bobby is my friend, he gave me a CV, I hired that person without doing a proper interview. Then I realize after some time, this person is not fit for the position that I have basically recruited for, or my department. And this is a mistake where, even though that it comes through a friend, you always need to go through a proper procedure. If he doesn't fit, you need to go back and then, listen, you send me the CV and all this, but I don't think he's great for this position. I might recommend him for something else. Not losing the friendship, but at the same time as well, don't destroy your department or your company by hiring someone who's not fit for the job.
Let's change it a little bit. What if he knows you personally? He's not going through Bobby, but he knows you.
I will not hire him. In some of my past experience, I interview one of my relatives basically, and I didn't hire him. So, because he didn't have the skills basically which required. And he was like, he went back to the family and he said like, I was interviewed with Ali today, and then like, I don't know what happened. I said, no, he's not going to be hired. So.
And then Ali is a bad guy.
Say whatever you want to say about me, but if you don't fit, you don't fit. That's it. Because for a human resource, you need to be fair. If you go basically based on favoritism, then you fail basically. You're not going to do your job properly.
I think honesty is one of the biggest characteristics that an HR need to have.
Exactly, which people doesn't like it sometimes. Sometimes management doesn't like honesty.
Because the truth normally hurts.
Exactly. They want you to play around it, but don't say the truth.
And I think it's the right way for any person to move forward.
Exactly. I have worked with companies who basically, how to say this? I would say in a way, basically, the higher management, they want me to be like a snitch sometimes, which I refuse to do that. I like to be honest, and they don't like it. So I have to move forward. I said, thank you very much. My job is not here, so I have to basically move to something else.
And then, why this guy left? He's too much honest. He is 100% honest. No filter, no nothing.
Honesty is a problem nowadays.
Speaking of honesty, let's get honest for a second. What's one hiring decision that didn't go the way you expected? And what lessons did it leave you with?
Yeah. See, I just said that, don't hire based on reference, which I have done this in the past. So I used to have another friend. He is also a human resource manager, and I was looking for a candidate to hire for HR. And he said, I have someone who's very good for you. You know, I always use him when I do HR audit and all this. He is like attention to details. I said, okay, good. Send him to me. Based on recommendation, I hired that person. But I realized after that, this person is making a lot of mistake on paperwork. And I signed one day blindly a letter, you know, during a busy period. There is a mistake in it, and I made a mistake too without double checking it. And then I realized later there was a mistake in the paper. So luckily this person was still during a probation period, and I had to say, listen, I'm not going to confirm you as an employee, because as an HR person, you need to have an eye for detail. You need to pay attention to every word that you put in the letter. Sometimes I sign things, I'm in a rush, to meeting, to my GM is calling me, so I need to be as well, be careful in this. So I said, listen, with the past mistake that you have made basically during the last 3 months during your probation, I cannot have you with me. So this was a mistake I have done. I fixed it immediately and I said, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. So I have to go through a better interview procedure.
I think your honesty reached from 100 to 200%, because even yourself admitting making mistake.
Yes. I have
so everybody is making mistakes.
Yeah, we are human beings.
HR.
Yeah, we are human beings. So there is always room for a mistake, but also there is always room to improve. Don't repeat the same mistakes again.
People throw around words like culture and team spirit. But how do you know when a team is actually working well together?
You get to know when the team working very well together. If somebody gets sick or somebody is absent, someone else will take his job and responsibilities without asking. So basically, without asking another employee, can you take task from your friend because he's sick today? He's already working on it without asking him. And you see employee helping each other, supporting each other, not complaining behind each other. You will know the team is working very well together. There is no complaint about the task. They are always willing to help each other, regardless if the company good or bad, but you'll see the support of the team, supporting each other. That's basically a sign you know the team basically is working very well together.
Even your position is exciting as it is, but during your day off, are you accepting calls from the staff, from the team, if they need to ask you something and you are chilling maybe in the restaurant?
Yeah, being a human resources, sometimes you need to answer calls. Managers are calling, employee are calling. Employee, they don't know basically you are on a day off or vacation. They just want to reach you because they have a problem and they feel that you are the right person basically to fix it for them. So there is nothing wrong with it to answer the calls. If I can fix the situation immediately, I will do it. If I cannot, I'll say, listen, I'm out of the office right now. Why don't we meet, for example, Sunday when I'm reporting back to work? And then let's see where I can help you on that. So that will not cost me anything, basically. And then over the time, I'm used to this. Even sometimes you will receive calls like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, there is a sign of a bigger problem, basically, if you reach, or basically if somebody tried to reach you around this time.
What do you guys think? Especially the HR department, people who are working in HR.
Yeah.
When they will see the phone, someone is calling me in my day off and I am at the beach enjoying life.
Yeah, because see, if you are complaining about this, then you are in the wrong position, basically. You need to know what is the reason behind the call before complaining. If I am between other things with the family where basically could be during prayer or, foreigner, for example, I won't be able to answer during that time. I might send WhatsApp, listen, I'm busy right now. I might call you back after an hour or half an hour. But if I understand my position and I'm responsible for the position where I am right now, I know what is the reason that the employee is calling me, basically. Because they always feel that you are the person that was going to help me out, basically. Just a few days back when I was sick, I have an employee who's basically texting me. He wants to talk to me regarding some issues. I said, listen, I'm out of the office. I am on sick leave, but I'm happy to meet you when I'm back to office on Sunday. He said, okay, thank you so much, because he said, I'm sure that you're the right person that was going to fix this issue for me. So you need to give them comfort. You need to let them know that I am here to support you. Maybe you will not be able to fix the problem 100%, but at least by just listening to them, you will make them feel they are valuable and they are basically in the right place.
What a fantastic approach. But what if Ali Nassif need to complain? Where you will go? You need to complain to someone.
I'm not a complainer, basically. If I don't find somebody to complain, I'm not going to a higher management to complain. I usually go to the beach, spend my time there over the night, try to empty my brain.
I thought HRs have some secrets, like they are going to the mirror and have a discussion with themselves.
No.
I have a problem. What should I do?
I don't do that. See, I have very close friend who I work with in HR, or basically I used to work with. Sometimes I call them and take an advice. But if I feel that I need to take a break and I need to make a decision on something, I sit by myself. And then I try to be as much as I can. I put some time in meditation music, relaxing music, basically, to try to think and relax myself how to approach this problem. And 95% of my time I will find a solution, because sometimes your brain is full of a lot of things, families, work issues, and you need to release, pressure from your brain. And by listening to music sometime, crazy idea will come to your brain.
What kind of music? Is it R&B? Is it techno?
Techno if I'm in a good mood. But if I want to be relaxed, I'll put meditation music and relaxing music.
Is there a certain timing in the day?
No.
That you're making meditation?
No.
Imagine if people or the staff knows, Ali is meditating around 3 p.m. So let me meet him at 3:15.
They will
He's in a good mood.
They want to disturb me during this time.
I wanted to discuss about my promotion.
No, there is no specific time for sure.
Things are changing fast. New work style, new expectations. What's something about hiring or team building that you think will look totally different in the next 5 years?
I think companies will go more on automated data instead of the traditional way of hiring process, having face-to-face. At least on the first stage, like pre-screening, they will make basically a system to filter for them and then to the pre-selection basically. And the focus will be more on the skills rather than basically on experience-wise, basically.
I think some of the companies, they are doing it already.
Yes, that's right. Some of the companies are already doing that, and some of the companies that I have worked with. Basically, you don't pass or you don't reach the interview stage before you pass the first questionnaire interview, basically. It's basically an automatic system that you go in and start to put your question. If you pass, you go through the interview stage. If you don't, then they're not going to look at your basically qualification or your application.
I think for cruisers, you are not even reaching to the stage of interview. You are sending a short video of yourself. Mm-hmm. And maybe AI is evaluating you, or a human being is evaluating, checking the videos, because there will be thousands of videos.
Exactly. Because maybe also there is thousands of, like you said, a candidate. And then maybe there is no team behind it to review them and to filter them and shortlist. So by having a system, it will make it easier for them until they shortlist the candidate and say, okay, now let's do the actual interview.
How many emails are you receiving for a job opening? For sure, people will apply and will go directly to you, or maybe to your assistant, or maybe your team. However, it will reach to you. For sure, people, they even know that Ali is in charge of the HR. I will send him an email.
Well, when you put job ads for interviews, you receive basically from 500 to over 1,000. And when the candidate get to know that I am basically working with this company, they will send you either a private email or they will send you a WhatsApp. Listen, I sent my CV or I saw an application for this position. I'm interested if you can look at my application. But as much as I can, I want to go through the prior procedure. I don't want to contact someone who sent me a WhatsApp and then avoid all the other candidates. We need to be fair with everyone. So we need to give a chance to each and every candidate that apply for the job, not someone who basically just send me a WhatsApp. I say, okay, I know this person, he's good, let's hire him. No, give a chance as well. Filter the application that they have basically come through, and then make a decision in the end.
And what if the managers are bringing the stuff and they will say, this is a great candidate? Or maybe they know him personally, or maybe they know their background, but in the end, nothing can give guarantee that they will perform fantastic.
Yeah, I still need to do the proper interview, and I'll give my recommendation. And this is basically something happened in the past, where I made my recommendation not to hire the person. I said, listen, I made the interview, he's good, but behavior side, no. But still, like let's say my manager, I said, okay, you know what, I still want to have him. I said, okay, but I am putting it in black and white that his behavior is not good. So in the future, if there is something happen, as an HR manager, I have already highlighted this. So don't come back to me and then saying that, this was nothing or not being discussed. And it happened before. And then I just put myself in a safe side. Okay, you want to make a decision? Make a decision.
And then the blame will go to the manager.
Because if it reach higher management and you said, okay, the HR manager already highlighted, but you as the head of for example, of the department or head of the company, like general manager of the company, you made your decision to hire this person, you are the one responsible basically. As per the problem that basically appear.
It's good that you are following the traditional structure.
Because I have learned from my previous leaders. One of the company that I used to be always in touch with my corporate HR director. And she's a female, and she said, Ali, you know what? If your manager wanted to make a decision, don't go above him. Just put your comment that I already made my observation. However, let your manager make a decision. If something happened, he can be blamed. And then you made yourself on the safe side. That's it.
Well said. Someone is getting promotion. You have worked with all kinds of leaders, good, bad, and unforgettable. What to you defines a great leader, and how can companies grow more of them?
A great leader, I think, when he listens to you, good listener, give you a clear direction, be fair, respect you for what you are and who you are, and never estimated your experience, basically. This is a good leader to you, or to me, basically. Doesn't basically give you a task without a direction. He give you a task with a proper direction, so you know where you are heading. So, good listener, clear direction, and respect.
I think the last point was the best.
Yeah.
I'm always saying you don't need to like me, but you need to respect
me. Yeah.
I think that's the number one rule, regardless of the position.
Exactly. We don't have to like each other, but we need to respect each other. And because we have business to run, and that's it. Things will go in the right direction.
Burnout, stress, mental health. These are real issues in the workplace now. Mm-hmm. What do you think HR's role should be when it comes to creating a healthy human work environment?
Open door policy. You need to have open door policy and listen to the employee. You need to respect them. We just talked about respect. You need to respect the employees. Give them good health insurance program, team building activity, team outing, staff gathering from time to time. This will create healthy work environment.
You mentioned open door.
Yeah.
Did you ever think to remove the door? Like, I'm so unique, I removed the door, my door is always open for everyone.
Yeah, I used to keep my door always open. I don't slide it or I don't close it. I keep it open. Whenever employee pass by, hi, hello, So I don't put barriers basically between me and employee. Although sometimes I'm busy, I will come an employee at any time in my office. So the open door policy is very important. So you can have the door. Let's say that my door is always open, but I don't have time to see the employees. Then removing it or leaving it is the same thing, because I'm not welcoming employees to the office basically. I always disagree with my managers when they said we have business to run, but I said, yeah, but we have employees to listen as well, because employees basically, they are the heart of the company. And I remember one of the comment I heard it from one of my previous managers, because I was sitting with an employee and he said, you spend a lot of time with the employee, we have business to run. I said, then what to run without the employees basically? You have no business to run if you don't have employee. So I am there to listen to the employees. Whenever I have a time and I feel that there is a time for me to take a break away from the computer, I go and walk around. And then to see, how things. Sometimes the employees, they don't approach HR because they're afraid of HR. As we said earlier, they always think policy is procedure, we're looking for a mistake. No, I go down, hi, how are you? How's everything? So I try to break the ice. As much as I can, I want them to feel that, there is no barriers between HR and the employees. You can approach me at any time. I am approachable. Like when I am around, I give a sign like, hello, I'm approachable. So you can approach me for anything.
If someone listening today is building their team or starting a business, what's your biggest piece of advice when it's come to hiring and leading people?
Well, I'll say make sure that you hire the right people, not based on reference or based on family recommendation or because you know them. So hire the right team, because as a company or you're building your company, they're going to be the heart of the company. So you need to have good team. They have the skills of where you want to go basically. Have a development plan for them. Treat them fairly, with respect. You're going to build a successful company basically. For each and every job, there is different character basically. Kitchen, for example, if you want to have someone on the front row, like open kitchen for a show, you need to have different character. You need to have someone who's basically doing some show for the customer. And back of house, if there is nobody watching, you need to have someone who's very skilled, good in cooking, and that's why for each and every position you need to have different character. Marketing, you need to have different character. Admin, you need to have different character. So marketing, you need to have someone who comes with a crazy idea basically. Admin, you need to have someone who's a professional admin basically. Although they need to be very well groomed, but the skills is required as well.
We are entering the BTX Elite bonus round.
Yeah.
One thing that makes a CV stand out instantly.
When you have a neat CV, professional, well written, with nice experience, professional photo, not a selfie photo, you need to keep it to professional level. Otherwise, companies will put your CV aside.
I totally agree. You can slightly polish the picture.
Yes.
I had one candidate, he polished his picture so strongly, he used a filters or something.
Like he's wearing makeup.
I was totally confused, his CV is quite nice.
Yeah.
And plus he looks so presentable. He will be in my front line.
Mm-hmm.
When he came, a totally different person. Like black and white. And I even took the CV and is this you? And he started laughing. Yes, I did a little bit more fillers in an application or whatever.
Oh, that's why you need to go to a professional photographer and let him take your picture. That's it.
Exactly.
Don't put a picture by yourself and then you polish it by yourself and then you make it worse, basically.
Even if someone is in the back or you think that you look like wow in this picture and it's taken in the club.
Yeah, you can still take a picture by your phone today on white background, but keep it professional. If you don't have the money to go and then take a photo basically on any studio basically. You can still keep it simple, but it look clean and professional. That's it.
And no sunglasses.
No.
People are still sending. Am I wrong or not?
No, you're right. I have made some interview where employee come to me with sitting in the interview, wearing their sunglasses. And I'm not starting the interview because I want them to realize they are wearing a sunglasses. So I'm just trying to play in the paper and then waiting for them to realize that, but they are not. And I said, okay, we're going to start the interview. Will you like to take out your sunglasses? So you have to be direct sometime to them.
Okay, let's say they're not wearing sunglasses or a cap. What if their phone start ringing?
There's another issue as well. You come for an interview, you need to keep your phone in silent, as if like going to a meeting, for example. It's a common sense that no need someone to tell you about it. So anything that you think is going to disturb you, put it away. That's it. You might be searching for a job for the last 1 year, and this is the chance basically that you want to make good impression. So take it or leave it. If you come with a negative point, then that's it. You might not be selected.
I think there will be always one point that you will always remember about a candidate. Either the phone ring or the glasses.
Yeah.
Or saying bad to the other companies, I don't know.
Exactly. So you'll have basically candidate when they come and then start nagging about their current company or the past company. My manager, my company. It's a sign of this person is going to be a complainer. That's it.
If he's complaining for that company,
It's
he
gonna
will
be
complain for the next one.
Exactly. It's the same. That's the character basically. Because you know already it's a sign. When you hire him, it's going to be the same.
A hiring red flag that never fails you.
When the candidate talks a lot, you ask him the question, he doesn't answer it, he talk about something else, he take you to different direction without answering the question. So you need to be careful here. If you don't have the skills of doing the proper interview, he might fail you basically, or fool you. And he might get the job. But the best way with this kind of candidate to redirect him, he said, listen, my question was 1, 2, 3. You did not answer my question, you are talking about something else. You bring him back to the same question, he will not answer the question to you. Because he thought he was answering, but he was taking you to different direction, talking about a lot of things, but not the answer that you want. If you redirect him again, he will not be able to answer. And this has happened. And then, he will like stuck and say, you said, you got me.
The best career advice you have ever received.
Best career advice I have ever received. Always learn about things. Read books. Train yourself very well. Don't take something that you don't like. Don't go for something just for show, basically. Work on your skills and have an experience for what you like.
What do you wish more candidates know before stepping into an interview?
I wish they are prepared themselves very well before the interview. Make a little research about the company that you're going for. Open their website, learn a little bit about what is the company all about. Little information that will impress the interviewer at least. If you're coming to an interview without preparing anything, because sometimes there will be a tricky question and I'll say, okay, what do you know about the company? It doesn't affect, if you have the right skills, you will be hired. It doesn't affect, but that's a plus point for you if you made the effort basically, and then you went in and spend the time and make your little research. That will give you a plus point. This is a very good candidate. Sometimes he might be not fit for the job, but he made an effort on something you like him at some point. But I can't hire him. Listen, I'll keep your CV aside, maybe as a second option. So if they do that, that will be very good.
Let's say the interview went great.
Yeah.
Some of them will mess up in the end.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, you are finishing your interview with the last magical question.
Mm-hmm.
do you have any question for us?
Yes.
Or do you have any question for me?
Yeah.
What is the magical question?
The magical question, I want to know a little bit more about the company. If the candidate asks, I want to know a little bit more about the company, then they show interest in the company. They show interest in the job. Instead of asking how much my salary will be. Instead of like, what is my shift working hours will be. This is too early, to tell you all about this. If you get the job, then we're gonna tell you what's gonna be your working hours and the salary that you're gonna be receiving. But if you ask, I want to know a little bit more about the company, at least you show an interest that which culture that you're gonna work with. So that's a good sign of a questioning candidate as well.
And even the extra points will give you a little bit edge to negotiate the salary.
Exactly.
And maybe even reach to a higher salary.
Exactly. If you are the right experience, then when they select you, talk about the expectation that you have in your mind. Say, this is what I want. Otherwise, no. Then that will give, basically, it will bounce back to the company and say, listen, this candidate is very good. I don't want to lose him, but can we give him something? We might not give him whatever he expected, maybe around it. Not to lose him, but we might give him a little bit extra.
Is it easy to impress Ali Nassif?
I'm a picky person. So sometimes, myself, I go to the interviews and the company doesn't impress me. So, no.
I feel grateful about it because you are here.
Thank you.
And finally, if you had to summarize your HR philosophy in just 3 words, what would they be?
Respect. We talked about respect, fairness, and growth.
With full respect to you, Ali,
Thank you.
I would like to express my gratitude for you being here. I'm so happy to have you here as my guest.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure for also being with you here, knowing each other for quite some time. And doing this, it's a very great idea, and I'm so happy to be part of it as well.
Only one note, please. Let's not reach out to each other every 6 months.
For sure. We know each other, we have the numbers, so
Exactly.
we could do that.
Thank you, Ali, again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, everyone, and see you next time. It's difficult to impress Mr. Ali.
Thank you.
Thank you.